And we're back with PSL Living. I'm Sarah Prohaska, Public Information Officer with the City of Port St. Lucie. Florida Arbor Day is January 20th, and we have Jolene and Ilona from the Port St. Lucie Botanical Gardens to tell us how Port St. Lucie is celebrating this year. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
And Jolene, you are the president of the Friends of the Port St. Lucie Botanical Gardens. Did I say that correctly?
The board of directors of the Friends of the Port St. Lucie Botanical Gardens, Inc. Thank you, yes.
All right. And Arbor Day, Florida Arbor Day, is something the Botanical Garden celebrates pretty much every year.
Pretty much every year, since actually before the gardens actually opened.
Okay.
We were able to celebrate Arbor Day for the first time when we were still under construction.
Wow, okay. So, and you were just telling me this is your 7th year, correct?
The gardens will be 7 years old in March.
Okay, we'll get into that in a little bit later. Let's talk about the Arbor Day. What do you have planned?
Arbor Day is celebrated at the gardens on Friday, the 20th of January, and Arbor Day in Florida is always the 3rd Friday of the month.
Okay. It's a little different than...
It rotates. I mean, it moves, but it's always that last Friday. At the gardens, we'll be getting together at 11 o'clock with a really very simple ceremony. Arbor Day is the one time all year that the Botanical Gardens honors memorials for friends and family.
Okay.
So we have a reading of names in the memorial. There's a recitation of a poem. That's traditional. We do the same poem every year, and it's very appropriate. Read by volunteers. There are 3 stanzas. 3 volunteers take the microphone. And then it's the planting of a single tree. This year we're planting a rainbow eucalyptus.
Beautiful tree.
It's a wonderful tree. It's an understood tree here in this area, but it's a very successful one when you can actually find one.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one in Port St. Lucie. I've
with
seen
the exception of the Botanical Garden.
I mean out and
that's
about.
About 5 years old that we put in early on. And decided with its success, it was time to give another rainbow eucalyptus an opportunity on the property, actually very close to the existing.
Okay, great. Oh, that
eucalyptus.
That's an attraction. Like I said, out and about, I don't think I've ever seen one. So that's go to the Botanical Gardens and check it out, because that's a really cool tree to see.
It is. We're excited about this one. It's a very fast-growing tree. And as such, our Arbor Day tree may not be magnificent, but it will be as big as we can find one.
Okay, great.
They're hard to find in a large size, but we're confident that we've got our hands on a good specimen.
Oh, good. And again, that's 11 a.m., right? January 20th.
Yes.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit, or maybe Ilona, you can tell us a little bit about the history of Arbor Day and what it means, what it signifies?
Arbor Day it was established in 1872 by Julius Morton, and he was a journalist and a naturalist. And he was very aggressive about planting trees in his state of Nebraska. And he later became Secretary of Agriculture under Grover Cleveland, and that's when he had instituted in Nebraska, but then it became a national holiday. And all states celebrated, some on different dates, but the national holiday is in April. And but Florida, we have our own date separating us. And the thing about Mr. Morton was very aggressive about tree planting in his native state and then around the country, because he realized the importance of trees to our environment. In many areas, especially in ours, they stop erosion of land. They create a great habitat for critters and all nature.
Birds,
in our area too, especially, they're a good windbreak for homes and when hurricanes and erosion can take place. The other thing is too, and we're very environmentally conscious now, they also offer a great amount of energy conservation if they become a shade element around your house, and especially near your air conditioning units. So it's very, very important to take these factors into consideration around your property and, plant trees.
Yeah, and just the simple fact that it beautifies your street, it beautifies your property, your neighborhood, it cleans the air. It just, when you said windbreak, it just brought to mind, I live right off a state preserve, so my backyard butts a lot of trees. Every hurricane we've ever had, my house has been protected by that. I say that's why our pool enclosures never come down, because that really absorbs the wind.
Yes.
And it's something you don't really think about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the service trees provide to us.
I mean, trees are just, we know around the world, people are losing, great nature preserves because they're taking trees down. Yeah. So he was very conscious of it in Middle America very early on, and thankfully he started the movement, and it's over 100 years old, obviously. And I have a great personal relationship with it. My mother was a school teacher, and I lived in Pennsylvania, so we got pine trees. And our entire property in Pennsylvania was surrounded by pine trees. Well, when the first one got too big, like 40 feet, then my father would top it off, and that would be our Christmas tree. So as time went on, the property had tall trees that didn't reach 100 feet because my father would top them off for our Christmas
trees. There you go.
But it offered a great amount of protection for the yard, and the windbreak situation is something people aren't thinking about
they don't.
On a regular basis.
If I hadn't had that experience myself, I never would have thought about that. So that is a great thing that they do. And just, wildlife, squirrels, birds.
Nature. We don't even realize here in Florida, just the after the fronds fall off of the palm trees, that barky area, that's a huge ecosystem for all kinds of little specimens and critters. So, we look at a tree and don't realize all of the things that are going on microscopically.
And that just reminded me, in the morning I walk my dog, it's dusk. There is a palm tree in my neighborhood that attracts bats.
Yes.
Every morning there's a ton of bats. Right before dusk, bats are flying around that particular tree. So things are happening up there that you don't know about during the day. But it's a home, it's a habitat. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's really, if you microscopically looked at it, it would be amazing. Just as, water has tons of microscopic, trees are just full of it.
Yeah.
And in our area, we see a lot of Spanish moss, and everybody thinks it's just a hanging thing. That's a big habitat too. So the trees offer all kinds of, and you're talking about bats. They eat mosquitoes, so we like having bats.
Yes.
We like bats.
Yes. We like bats.
Yes.
Bats are our friends.
Yes, they are. I know you have bat houses out there at the Botanical Gardens.
We do. Periodically, the master naturalists will come through with a bat walk at night on the gardens, and I think they've identified 9 different species of bats at the Botanical Gardens.
Oh my goodness.
Now that shouldn't put anyone off from visiting.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Because the bats mind their business and they come out at night.
They're asleep during the day when people are visiting the gardens. So
exactly. But if we do schedule another one of those bat walks, we'll have to let the city know, because they're just an amazing experience. It's fun. Yeah. It's like, whoa.
And you get to be in the gardens at night, which most people generally
the first time I did it was the coolest thing, because I'd never been in our garden at night, and it was just like a whole new world. It was very surreal.
It's their world.
Exactly.
And we're just visitors, observers.
Yeah. You get a glimpse into it. So Jolene, in case people don't know, we've been talking about the gardens, but I neglected to tell everyone, in case you don't know, most people in Port St. Lucie know where the gardens are, but just in case they don't know.
You'd be surprised how many people.
And it's a gem. It truly is one of our cities, a gem, right there in the heart of Port St. Lucie.
We agree with you.
So you're at Westmoreland, right?
At 2410 Westmoreland. We're just south of the Bridge Plaza where McDonald's is, the corner of Port St. Lucie Boulevard and Westmoreland. Yeah. And
it's right there. Very convenient.
20 acres of volunteer effort and city Park and Rec's effort, definitely. Yeah. It's an all-volunteer organization, and it's a pleasure to associate ourselves with the Botanical Garden.
And you at the Botanical Gardens, I know, because I have kids, so I know you do things for all ages. So check the Botanical Gardens website. I would encourage people, especially moms and dads with kids, because occasionally, actually quite often, you have events for children. I was just out there at Christmas time when you had Santa, and that was such a fun event. Ton of people showed up. So you have those.
It's become our mantra almost. We expect 60 and we get 600. We expect 300 and we get 3,000.
That's a good problem to have. Yeah.
It is. Again, let me emphasize, we're all volunteers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You sit there going, I don't get paid enough for doing this. But it's fun. And right now we've just got an enjoyable bunch of volunteers, retirees, not so retired, and families. Yeah. We certainly see families. We certainly see a number of people visiting from out of state and out of country. Club Med, we seem to get people that are staying at Club Med that'll come on over and tour the gardens.
It's right down the road. So,
it works.
Convenient.
It works all the way around.
And you have a variety of classes that you offer and clubs that meet there. So definitely check out the Botanical, and we'll put it up on the screen, the Botanical Gardens
definitely
website.
Our website for events. We've got actually coming up a week from Saturday, the 14th. Maybe it is this Saturday. I'm losing track. Is the Nautical Flea Market that's sponsored by the Port St. Lucie Anglers. That's a fundraiser that they do every year to support the children's fishing tournament event that they do. It's not a tournament, it's an event. Fun with fishing event there at the gardens in March or April. I don't have that date handy, but it's on our website. It's on our website. That's coming up real soon. And that's a nautical flea market, so it's people selling their nautical-based, just anything. The guys are emptying their garages of their fishing paraphernalia that they no longer need. So if you're in the market, that's where to go. They're recycling. They're recycling. And that's proven to be very popular over the number of years that the anglers have been doing it. The anglers hold their meetings at the Botanical Gardens. They're one of our society partners. And part of what makes the whole system work over there at the gardens. It's a combination of societies and groups that have a passion, and we're the central location. And you're a good place, a good way to tie everyone together. That's what else comes up. And then we have Nautica, right? No, Botanica, I'm sorry. Botanica. Talk about hoping for 300 and getting 3,000. Last year we had 6,000 people visit us for over the 2-day period. It's this year it is February 11 and 12, Saturday and Sunday. It's a plant sale and garden festival. There is a food truck. There's the Fort Pierce Jazz and Blues Society is going to be with us again on both days. The middle of the day around lunchtime playing. More than about 50 vendors around the event lawn selling plants and garden-oriented type stuff. Other stuff. There's always got to be more stuff. Goods. But there's plenty of plant vendors, and these are the people you truly want to stop and talk to. They know what they're selling. They know what they're growing. Many of them are growers. They actually pick their brains. They have a relationship, and you have a problem with a particular plant or an interest in a particular species, these are the people to talk to. So there's a lot of education going on, which was actually the reason for Botanica in the first place, to bring some of these high-end plant vendors from all around the state and out of the state will come for 2 days, set up and meet people. Of course, they love talking too, but it helps. We felt it helped raise the horticultural educational outreach abilities of the population. And they're all there. So if you have, that's a great place to go. Educate yourself. If you have questions, I'm sure they, like you said, they probably love, this is their passion, so they probably love to share it with the community. So what a great opportunity. They do, and they're small business people. This is their retail outlet. So support. Exactly, exactly.
And you'll also find all of the nonprofits that are associated with any kind of growing or agriculture will be represented there. So everybody who has They're meeting at our facility, namely the Orchid Society, the Hibiscus Society, all the garden clubs, the anglers. They'll all be represented there. So if you're interested in joining any of these groups or have questions about those areas, those people are available on site for the wholesale too.
Oh, perfect.
They love answering questions.
Yeah, exactly.
And
or
master gardeners will be there.
Okay.
It's just a wealth of knowledge in the whole place.
And is it free? Is it free admission?
Absolutely.
It is free admission.
Okay.
Free parking.
Why not?
Free parking, free admission. We're always open for donations.
Yeah.
We're very happy with the donations.
Okay.
And people are usually very appreciative of the effort. And again, it's all a volunteer effort.
Because like you said, it's all volunteers, so
it's all volunteers. It's our gift to Port St. Lucie in some ways, and something we enjoy doing. Yeah. We have a lot. It's a lot of fun. Yeah,
and there's a lot going on over there. So once again, check the website.
Always something happening.
Yeah. But our next big event right now is the Florida Arbor Day. So we will look forward to seeing you both there. And
thank you.
If there's anything else you'd like to add while I've got you here, any other events coming up that we might want to hit on?
I touched briefly on the fact that our Arbor Day is a memorial opportunity. If anyone is interested in
what a beautiful way
memorializing a friend or celebrating an event. It doesn't have to necessarily be in memoriam. It could be in celebration of. To go to our website. It's a minimum $25 donation to have your person of choice added to the program, and then we have a page in our book of remembrance for every year's Arbor Day.
Okay.
So they're listed in perpetuity in the pavilion office.
Okay, great.
Definitely.
That's a beautiful way to honor someone that you may have loved.
It truly is.
Yeah. Okay.
It truly is.
Yeah.
And we enjoy bringing that to the city.
Yeah. It's a unique opportunity. So very, very appreciated, I'm sure, by many residents. So
also as a outreach for Arbor Day, we at the Garden and Master Gardeners, which most of us are, we will be going to the elementary schools, the 4th grade classes, on that date and talking about Arbor Day, and then the kids will get our state tree, a sable palm, and we tell them how to take care of it, and they have a million questions.
So you actually give them a tree?
Oh, yeah.
Each 4th grader?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's a program called 4th Grade Foresters. It's a sable palm they go home with, and it's coordinated by the Keep Port St. Lucie Beautiful department.
Okay.
So they request our attendance at the elementary schools for Arbor Day.
Oh, that's really neat. I'm sure they have a million questions.
Oh, it's so important, especially in this day and age of couch potato kids, to get them involved in
time,
nature.
Get them outside. No more.
And if they plant a little tree, they'll tend to it and, take an interest in
ownership.
Yeah, it's theirs.
It can change somebody's view of their yard.
Yeah. They see how much it goes into keeping one alive.
Watching it grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So that's always a fun thing that we do.
So if parents out there, if you have a 4th grader and they're bringing home a tree,
support our efforts.
Yes, please support them, help them out,
don't throw it away.
Make a little space for it in your yard so they can watch it. It's a cool thing. They can. In 10 years, they could say, I planted that tree when I was in 4th grade.
It's a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't miss it.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And hopefully next time you have a big event, we'll see you back here.
Oh,
we'll be happy to.
Love to welcome you to the gardens.
Oh. I've been many times. I love it. Yeah.
I know you have. Yeah. It's a wonderful place.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will be right back after these messages.